Hello.
Hello, Lou. My name is Fernando. I am the host of one of the hosts at this station, Aspen 102.3 FM, which is the number one music station in Argentina,
Wow.
located in Buenos Aires. And well, we are all very excited about you coming with Foreigner next May 8th.
Yes.
This is not only your first time performing here in Argentina, I guess South America, but also is your first time in over 20 years touring or going on the road with Foreigner. How do you feel about that?
It's very exciting. I'm glad to be doing this. It's very important that we perform in various parts of the world that we haven't been so much. It's going to be next year, which we'll be touring also, will be the 50th year of Foreigner. 50th anniversary.
Yes, I know. Yes,
so we're kind of excited. We just got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and this summer tour is a celebration of that.
Basically, this tour is the first after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, which I watched in its entirety, and I like what you said on the stage. And I suppose that participation set some things in motion, and also changed some things in your relationship with Foreigner, and this tour may be related to that also.
Yeah, not as much, but somewhat. Yeah, kind of broke the ice a little bit.
Well, at the induction ceremony, you said very nice things about the original lineup, about your bandmates, and also about your songwriting chemistry with Mick Jones.
Yes. We had a great professional relationship, and we were friends too. That's important.
Did you have the chance to reconnect with him somehow after the ceremony?
I talked to him for a minute or two, just briefly, and he was very moved by the ceremony and the fact that after all these years, we were finally inducted into the Hall of Fame.
You said at the ceremony that the songs that you wrote with Mick stood the test of time. Why do you think that is? Is the melody, the energy, the lyrics?
I think just the chemistry that we had when we were writing songs brought the best and most creative aspects out of us, and when they clicked, it was we knew we had something good.
How did you know? I mean, what was the feeling, the moment you knew you had something that was going to become a chart topper? You had so many chart toppers and so many big hits. What was the signal or the moment when you noticed this?
I think the chords, mixed chords, and the way he plays them are unique, and the tempo and that one lyric in the chorus that strikes home as being the title of the song.
Well, speaking of songwriting and in creating these songs, in my opinion, many of the songs that you wrote with Mick, they go beyond the mere category of hits, of radio hits. They become pop culture. I mean, they become property of the listeners. I mean, they appropriate those songs in a way that the writer never imagines. Waiting for a Girl Like You, used by people to enter their weddings. That kind of cultural impact. How do you feel about being the creator of some of that?
It's an immense pride, and it's also humbling at the same time. And I know Mick feels that way too. We've talked about it a number of times over the years, and it's otherworldly when you hit on something that you just get the chills because you know it's something special.
Can I ask you what was the most challenging song, vocally speaking, to record, or some of the most challenging or difficult?
Well, there were a number of them.
Mm.
Mick always seems to set the bar up every song. You know, we write and record together. Matter of fact, he'll ask me to we'll be rehearsing it, and he'll ask me to sing it in a certain key, and we get halfway through the song, and he'll go, "Let's move it up a half a step."
Really? Rather than down, no, up.
No, up. And so when he gets just to that point before my voice cracks, that's it. He says, "That's it. That's what we'll record."
Okay. He pushed
And
it.
that's what we play live too. In that, you know.
Yeah, I know. You never change the key. But I mean, any particular example? I mean, I don't know, Urgent or Jukebox Hero, and what was like the wow? This
Well, Jukebox Hero was definitely like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because the beginning of the verse is so low, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it gets to the bridge and starts climbing, and by the time you hit the chorus of the song, it's way up there.
But don't you think that's one of the ingredients of your performance? This transition from a low octave to 2 octaves up. That is incredible. It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah, I think it's very important on given any particular song, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The producer was Mutt Lange,
mm-hmm.
who produced AC/DC and a number of others. And when we were in the studio and we were working on the key to Jukebox Hero, and he says, "Try it another half step up, Lou. Try another half step." So I tried another half step up. I said, "How's that sound?" He says, "Good, but try another half step up."
Mm-hmm.
Till finally it got to the point where I'd come in on the chorus and no sounds would come out.
Mm-hmm.
It was just me mouthing the words and air coming out.
Yeah.
I says, I think we're a little too high, Mutt. Better crank it down a little bit, you know?
Speaking of being a singer, I was reading your biography. I couldn't find a lot of details on how you found your voice, how you become a singer. I mean, you started out as a drummer, then you were drumming and singing.
Yes, that's right.
I didn't find a lot of detail in the book about how, I mean, you discover yourself as a singer.
Well, when I was a drummer, I would sing backgrounds, and I even had one or two songs that I would sing during one of our sets, you know, from behind the drums. And at one point, our singer quit, and we looked desperately for singers, and we didn't find a singer, but we found a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned the sticks over to him, and I went out front.
That was it.
It was a necessity, you know.
A necessity, and that's when you discovered, or you started the journey exploring your voice, or you knew already what you had in you.
Well, I think I knew that I had the voice for it. I didn't know if I had the tenacity to sing the whole set, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the kind of confidence in my body movements to make sure I'm not being a clown, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can definitely tell you had a percussion background because of the way you use the tambourine.
Yes, and the cowbell too. Yeah.
And when it comes to lyrics, what are the lyrics that you wrote that make you the proudest?
I mean, there's so many songs, you know, whether it be Hot Blooded or Jukebox Hero. Those lyrics, I think, tell an amazing story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really enjoy writing lyrics, and Nick and I write them together most of the time. You know,
mm-hmm. Did you
we have a chemistry that kind of plays off each other in the lyrics, and it yields some really really good lyrics.
Yeah. Did you like what Sammy Hagar said back in October at the induction? Yeah. He said, "I wish I'd written that song Jukebox Hero speaks to anyone who becomes or wants to become a rock singer."
That's right. I believe it does.
And now, Lou the listener, I know you're a Beatles and particularly a John Lennon fan, but apart from from them? No, what artists, albums, or songs you still listen again today and give you the feel? Listen to this. Give you the feel that you had when you listened to Elvis Presley's Hound Dog for the first time on your dad's radio. I mean, still today, what records give you chills as a listener?
Well, I like Ed Sheeran. I think he's a great singer and very interesting and powerful artist. He transcends styles. It could be acoustic or soft and beautiful, or he can rock with the best of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really am a big fan of his, and I think Kelly Clarkson is very talented as well.
Absolutely.
I thought she did an awesome job on "I Want to Know What Love Is" at the ceremony.
Yes, amazing.
And I think Bruno Mars is immensely talented as well.
Yeah, he's a performer. I mean, amazing show.
That's for artists today, I believe. Mm-hmm. But that list changes.
Now, about the upcoming tour to South America, to Latin America, well, we learned that one of Foreigner's guitarists, Luis Maldonado, is going to handle some of the vocals, even with some Spanish language versions of the tunes.
That's correct. Yes.
Can you tell us something about that?
Yes, he speaks fluent Spanish, and given that we were going to be touring South America, we asked him if he would do a few of our big hits in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely has the vocal chops for that.
I know.
He's got a great style and a great range. So we're going to be doing some things together, and he's going to be doing some things on his own.
I know Urgent has been already versioned in Spanish. Can you anticipate any other tune or hit that is going to be rendered in Spanish here?
I don't want to give away any surprises.
Okay.
I would gladly tell you, but I think it will be better if it just happens on stage.
Yeah, of course. For the same reason, you can tell me which songs you're going to be fronting.
Right.
Now you've given voice to some of the best hard rock songs of all time, but some say it's the ballads, soft songs that set the bands apart. I know that you are partial to rockers, but after all this time, and haven't you reconciled with the effect rock songs and ballads have on the audience?
I think I've reconciled it. Yes. It's not an easy thing for me to reconcile, because I felt for a long time that when we would do a ballad like "Waiting for a Girl Like You" and it became a big hit, then the next album we would record, we would immediately concentrate on the ballad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it was almost as if the rock songs took a second place.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was always an advocate for the good rock songs first. When we have 3 or 4 of them ready for the album, then let's work on a great ballad.
Does that feeling includes "I Want to Know What Love Is"?
Yes, and I think "I Want to Know What Love Is it transcends being a ballad. That yes. It could be a religious song almost.
Yes. Let me tell you about the cultural impact of that particular song here in Argentina. When people, I mean, the tradition or the habit of slow dancing kind of disappeared. But when people think of slow dancing to an 80s tune, the number one song they can think of is Quiero saber lo que es el amor, no? Which is how you say in Spanish, I want to know what love is. And people are touched by it in Argentina, even without knowing what the lyrics say, because they don't know what the song speaks about beyond the title. So
I understand. Yes.
Yeah. What? Why do you think that is?
I think the chords of the song, when you hear it on the keyboard, and the melody with the emotion in it, and the message brings it right to that point.
Well, I've got to wrap it up. One more question. What can you tell us fans here, anxious not only to see the band, but to see it with its original singer, that's a great plus. When we saw the posters here in Buenos Aires, I couldn't believe it, and I went to get my ticket right away when I saw you. Is this a joke? But well, no. It turned out to be a reality, and now I'm talking to you, and well, we are super excited about that.
Yes, that came about only about 3 weeks ago, I believe, or maybe a month. But Foreigners, it was actually right after the Hall of Fame, when we were celebrating that we were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Foreigners manager Phil Carson took me aside and asked me if I would consider doing the Latin American tour. And
have you ever come down here to South America?
Oh yes, I think twice with Foreigner over the years,
Okay.
but it's been quite a while. Yeah.
But not to Argentina, I can assure you that.
No, I think we have not been to Argentina, which I always wanted to go to Argentina because I've heard so many beautiful things about it. And I have my oldest son is a chef, and he loves to cook Argentinian fare.
Argentinian food, you said?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Great. Well, I don't know if you're gonna have the time, but I can give you some advice on what dishes to sample and tell your son about here.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. My pleasure.